Hey, what's going on, guys? Chris Carvalho with CarvalhoFitness.com. Today I'm bringing you a little grocery haul video. As you can see from the thumbnail and from the background, just ran to the store, picked up some essentials for the week. This is not going to be a complete grocery haul video. This is just, aside from a few things I already had in the house, I just needed to run out and get the most important things for my diet. Currently I am in a lean gaining phase, so I'm bulking, but the calories are on a slight surplus. It's not going to be a huge bulk. So basically what we're going to be doing is ramping up the calories slowly, making sure we're gaining around that 0.5 pounds per week, because right now, with genetic potential being around 2 pounds per month, there's no point going completely overboard on the calories. So let me just start this video off by running over some of the things I picked up at the store. So starting off, I'm just starting off with the milk so I can just throw it in the fridge. I just grabbed a gallon of 1% milk. That's what I personally use. So just toss this in the fridge so it doesn't go bad. So with this bulk, I'm going to be having a lot of cereal. It's a great way to get my carbs in, keeping the fats really low. So had to get that. Picked up a couple boxes of cereal. So grabbed the biggest box I could find of Corn Flakes and Raisin Bran. That's just a couple cereals I enjoy. So if I have a little higher fat to play with, I'll go with the Raisin Bran, because you're going to be getting about a gram, per serving, which I normally have like 3 servings at a time. So that will get my calories up a little bit, get a lot of the carbs in. With all the milk I'll be having, I get a good amount of protein with cereal, so it's not that bad. And I normally have my cereal later on at night. Therefore, I'll be looking and seeing... oh yeah, you guys like that? So I'll be like logging everything into MyFitnessPal, and if I have a lot of carbs left over for at night, I might have 2 huge bowls of cereal. Corn Flakes, 0 grams of fat, so you're only going to be getting your protein and your carbs from this. It's great right after your workouts. Good to fill up your carbs at the end of the night. You're going to be filling up your muscle glycogen for the next day when you go to work out. So it's great stuff to have around the house. So that's what I did for cereal. Going forward with carb sources, just sticking to that topic, I picked up this new bread I still have to try. It was at Stop and Shop. It's got like the oats. It's Pain Tuscan wheat bread. So I think they make it fresh there. This will probably be good toasted with some peanut butter, or maybe make a PB&J at night with this. Not bad. Let's see. You got some bananas. If you are cutting, bananas are probably not the best option to go with, because these are about like a little over 100 calories a banana. So that will add up. But if you're bulking, it's a great thing to throw in there. You can cut up some bananas and just put it in your oatmeal. Great way to bulk it up a bit. I wish these comments wouldn't disappear so fast. Don't really get to see them. Oh, okay, if I scroll up. Yeah, exactly. You gotta fuel up with that bread. All right, so as you guys are expecting, we're gonna also be doing a meal prep video today. So I picked up, this is 5 pounds of sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna be using this for a good portion of my carb source. And of course, we got chicken breast. I just picked up, this is right under 6 pounds of chicken. So we're gonna be doing 6 pounds of chicken and 5 pounds of these sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, I'm just gonna boil them just to make it quick, easy, effortless. So that's pretty much, let's see, nothing left in the bag. Now, that pretty much sums up the grocery haul. So, as you guys can see, that was basically everything you need. Thanks, bro. So, this chicken breast wasn't on sale. You would save more money, like, if you can find this on sale. Like, I paid 16 bucks, but that's my whole week's amount of chicken right there. With the sweet potatoes, the cereal, bread, milk, everything, we were looking at a total of 34 bucks. So I didn't get anything on a crazy sale. Like normally I can get this chicken for $1.99 a pound if it's on sale. It was $2.79, so I needed it, so I wasn't gonna wait for it. But if you ever do find something you use all the time on sale, like chicken breast, pick up like 3 or 4 of these huge packages and just throw them in the freezer. That's what I actually did a couple weeks ago, but I forgot to take some out and thaw it, so it was frozen still. It would not be ready for tonight, and I'm out of food, so we're gonna be prepping this. So just gonna put some of this stuff away, make some room on the counter. Okay, so we're gonna start off making this chicken breast. You guys probably seen my other recipe video. We're just gonna bake the chicken breast. It's gonna take about an hour in the oven. So I'm not gonna be showing you guys the final product, but I will add a link so you can go watch that video and it'll take you right there and you can see the exact thing. But I'm gonna take you through this process today. So we're gonna start off preheating the oven to 400 degrees. So yeah, you definitely want to, thanks man. So yeah, you definitely want to meal prep as often as you can. Like some people like to do it twice a week, that way their food is fresher. I tend to find that food it'll stay good in the fridge for probably a little over a week and a half, 2 weeks, then you're pushing it kind of. But I tend to go for once a week, just do a massive cooking. I'll plan it out so I have one large protein meal throughout the day. So what I've been typically doing is I'll do a chicken breast, broccoli, and maybe like half a sweet potato for one meal. And I tend to get around maybe 80 grams of protein there. So that'll be a large protein meal. And I start off my day with a big oatmeal, big bowl of oats. And I just do oats, milk, peanut butter. I start adding some strawberry jelly to it. So it's kind of like a peanut butter and jelly flavored oatmeal concoction. And I'll get around 25 grams of protein just from that. And then obviously I'm getting my healthy fats in, lots of carbs. And then I finish off the night with either 1 or 2 bowls of cereal, whatever I have room for in my calories. So I'll be tracking all this, and I typically find that I don't need to eat as much chicken, so I save a lot of money on my protein sources, because these lean protein sources are going to be your most expensive part of your meal plan. And so when you're dieting, obviously you're cutting out your carbs a lot, your fats are being kept kind of low, and your protein is getting bumped up so you don't lose any muscle mass in the process. So what typically happens is you're going to be eating a lot more chicken breast, ground turkey, lots of vegetables. So it does get expensive when dieting. The good thing is once you hit maintenance or even bulking, it doesn't get that much more expensive. If anything, it gets cheaper because your protein requirement, it goes down a little bit once you hit maintenance. And then from there, you're gonna actually just be adding the really cheap foods, like bread is cheap, peanut butter is cheap. You're already getting your vegetables in, so if anything, you might even dial down your vegetables a little bit so that you can fit more food in, because otherwise you'll be stuffed. And you'll be adding cereals, which is dirt cheap, rice, like $5 of rice, you get like a 10-pound bag, and that thing will last you probably like 6 months. So it's really cheap to bulk. So we're gonna get a cooking sheet. start this. Yeah, no problem, bro. I'll be here. And yeah, you can watch this later on. It'll be up on YouTube for you. All right, so we're gonna get this chicken started. So I'm gonna take you guys through like the whole step, the whole process. Let's see if I can get this focused more on the chicken. All right, so I use this canola oil, or sometimes I'll use the flavored extra virgin olive oil flavored one, or the butter spray. Let's see, I'll show you guys. Like this buttered one, that's great if you're like you want to add a butter flavor. Same thing with the olive oil. These are 0-calorie sprays. So while using that, you're gonna be able to keep your calories basically at nothing, right? So we're just gonna spray this pan, give it a good coating. Some people will say there are some hidden calories in there, because some brands, if you get this, you'll actually see like an asterisk on the back. This one doesn't have that, but some will say that it's 0 calories if you use it for less than 2 seconds. But if you hold it down and spray it like crazy, like I tend to do, then you start getting calories in there. But still, it's not that bad, because you're gonna be getting, what, like maybe 10 calories? That's not even worth worrying about. So, some people have told me that in their country, like if you live in Canada maybe, some grocery stores, they don't actually trim up the breast very properly. So there'll be a lot of fat and nerves hanging off the side. So if you live in those countries, you are gonna have to do a little bit of removing of trimming up your meats. But for me, like this little bit of fat, I mean, you could go ahead and trim this off, but the butchers at Stop and Shop, they pretty much trimmed everything off. This is already 99.9% fat-free meat, so I'm just gonna leave this. Now, what I personally do is take a knife, a nice sharp knife, and what I do is I go ahead and make some cuts into the chicken. So, depending on the size of the breast, I might put a few more cuts. But basically what you're trying to do is just make some cuts like that, because you're gonna, when you go to season your meat, you're gonna want the flavor to get inside there. And that way it won't, like, when you flip it over, it won't stick to the pan, and it's not gonna fall off into the water that comes off of the chicken breast. It's gonna be all intertwined in your meat, and it's gonna make it a lot better when you're eating the same food all week. You're gonna notice the difference, that this meat is like better seasoned. It actually holds all the flavor. And don't worry too much about the carbs and the calories in your seasoning. This is not where you're gonna want to tweak the diet and worry about every little detail. Like even if you're doing keto, for example, keto, you got to keep your carbs real low. Still, don't worry about carbs and garlic, because that's not where you're gonna overdo it. If you are getting knocked out of ketosis, I guarantee you it's not because you seasoned your food. It's because maybe you used teriyaki sauce and that had a ton of sugar. Something like that is much more likely. So, as you see, same thing. We're just gonna keep going. Like for me, when I make chicken like this, if I'm bulking, I'm enjoying throwing ketchup, barbecue sauce, stuff like that all over my chicken. I'll use like 2-3 servings of barbecue sauce, and then just dip my chicken in that. I'll dip my chicken in the sauce. Maybe I'll put some sauce on the sweet potatoes. That's why I'm not too worried about just boiling the sweet potato. It doesn't really have to have that much flavor, because I normally eat with sauces, so it's not gonna be like make or break for me. I still do my best to season it now, because some people might come over and they won't necessarily want to put sauces on their chicken, and I might offer them food. I want it to taste good no matter what. Just wash my hands. And then I'll readjust this camera so you can actually look at me now. Now we'll be talking about the spices next. So yeah, if you guys like these types of videos where you actually see someone going through all the steps of cooking for you, that way you can come up with different ideas for your meal prep, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see made. Because I know some people are not that big into going with chicken breast all the time, and that's perfectly okay. Whether you want to do something like this and you have baked chicken breast that's ready to go all week for you, or if you enjoy certain other foods, like if you like tacos and you're bulking or cutting, even if you're cutting and you want to know how to cut weight while eating tacos a couple times a week, I can show you how you can make great lean ground turkey tacos. Maybe get those Mission low carb wraps, which will hit your fiber intake and keep your net carbs at around, I think it was like 8 carbs for the wrap. So you could have a big burrito and still do keto. Alright, so we're going to start off seasoning the chicken now. We're using a pink. Just look at these comments. Yeah, dude, you got to try that. That's definitely going to hold a lot of the flavor a lot better. So there's 2 things you could do at this point. Some people like just doing it dry, but what I'm actually going to do today, I'm going to take some of this buttered spray. I'm going to spray the chicken first with the butter spray. So some of this butter flavor is going to get inside of the chicken breast. And another thing is, spraying it first, it's going to get it wet. So as I'm hitting it with some pink Himalayan salt, sea salt, it's going to stick right to the chicken. So we're going to go ahead and season this. Okay, good. The oven is ready to go. We got about probably another minute or so of seasoning, and then we're ready to put it in. So put some pink sea salt on there. Then I just got, like, this is what I had at the grocery store. Just, this is like restaurant black pepper, so you get the big container. So just do some black pepper. You know, obviously, if you guys don't like something, just leave it out. This is just my personal preference. So I go a little bit of black pepper. Next, garlic powder. Yeah, great value. Just go to Walmart, pick this stuff up. A pro tip, if you're meal prepping, you're gonna go through a lot of seasoning, so every chance you get, just buy the biggest one you can find. Like, for example, this I think cost me $8, and yeah, it's a little pricey for garlic, but this thing has lasted me like half the year, maybe. So just buy something like this, and if you're using it enough, you will use this, so you might as well get a great discount on it. Because if you buy those small little containers, especially if you buy the expensive brand like McCormick, you could be spending $4 on a tiny little bottle. Why not just buy this, and it just costs like twice as much, and you're getting like 20 times the value. So just sprinkle a little more on. This is not an exact science. I just try to put a nice even coating on the chicken breast. Okay, and then there's these little ones right here. Yeah, they do last a lot longer. So these little bottles, this is Walmart, for example, and they're always like 88 cents. So this is another good deal, especially if you're starting out and you don't know what seasonings you like best. Get yourself like one of each. Go spend like $10, get a bunch of variety bottles. You can find out exactly what your taste really is. All right, so that was the onion powder. And then, very important, chicken breast, when you bake it, it tends to look kind of gray and whitish, and that turns a lot of people off. Even though it might taste good, it kind of has that boiled look. Because as you bake the chicken, a lot of the juices are going to start running, and it's going to essentially start boiling a little bit. So if you go with a little paprika, just you can't really overdo paprika. It's not like a spicy thing. It just gives it a color and a little taste. So if you go ahead and just apply a decent amount, it's gonna have like a more tan, kind of like a grilled look to it. It's not gonna have that nasty like boiled look. And that could do it for you. Like if you're a person that doesn't really care for chicken, this could be the little trick that really opens your eyes to this alternative style of eating. And you know, if you can eliminate all that fat from like having ground beef, for example, ground beef versus this, nah man, you're not talking too much. I mean, I can't read all the comments because you know, it's on the little screen, but I appreciate it, and I'm sure that the comments are going to be there once the video goes public and it's on YouTube, so everybody can see it after it's live. People can respond to your comments and like them and stuff like that. But yeah, if you were, for example, eating ground beef like every day and you switch over to chicken breast, all those calories you just eliminated from not having the fat in the ground beef, now you can add that to your carbs. So that's a huge amount. Like maybe you're clearing up 200, 300, 400 calories a day. So if that's the case, just learning to eat stuff like this, small little tweaks, you're gonna be able to eat that much more oatmeal and cereal. And that's the stuff that's gonna fuel your muscles and get you into the gym to perform at your best. And that in turn will make you build muscle. And then you'll burn more calories at rest. And it's an endless cycle of you just getting better and better. All right, now I'm also gonna add today a little bit of crushed red pepper. And which meat is really better? Personally, there's no real better. It just depends what fits into your macros. What I like about going with just skinless chicken breast is that it's 100% protein. There's no fat, there's no carbs, it's just protein. So I like that because it's a very extreme way to get your protein. Like if you're running low on protein, just go to the fridge, take out 4, maybe 6 ounces of chicken, and just have that with a little barbecue sauce for flavor. And you're gonna get like 50 grams of protein, just like that. Now, if you were to go with steak, for example, like a nice ribeye steak, you know that 50% of everything you're gonna eat is gonna be fat. And fat is pretty much pointless. You know, there's a certain amount of fat you need for health reasons, like testosterone production, but we overestimate that big time. As a general rule, if you take your weight and you divide that by 4, that's how many grams you need in a day. So for me, I only need like 30 grams of fat, and that I can get that from like maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons of peanut butter. And I can go through that like it's nothing. So I don't even worry about that. I set that at 20% of my daily calories coming from fat. That's more than enough. Then I focus on getting a lot of carbs after I hit my protein goal. So today I'm just gonna add a few of these crushed red pepper flakes. This will actually give it a little bit of heat. Nothing crazy, but some people are a little sensitive to heat. So use this only if you like your food a little spicy. All right, guys, so here it is. That's what it's looking like. It's going into the oven now for an hour. I just gotta set a timer here. All right. No problem, man. Glad you learned something there. Yeah, a lot of people have been hitting me up and asking about like the whole fat thing and what should the ratios be for macros. And I just want people to know, like, the most important thing is that you're hitting your protein goal and you're hitting your calorie goal. Because if you are trying to cut weight and you're getting too many calories, you're not going to lose any weight. And same thing, if you're trying to build muscle and you are in a deficit by accident, you're not going to be building muscle at an optimal rate. You could do both, but it's very hard, and normally it's not recommended. So that's just one of my big tips. Now, if you're interested in the keto diet, in the description box below, you'll see that I have a free ebook that you guys can just click on it, go to my store, and just hit the download. It's gonna be like a purchase, but it comes down to $0. So you just put in your email address and you're gonna get a link sent right to it, and you just download the ebook. It has all the great stuff on there, like a shopping list that you guys could download and take with you to the grocery store if you're looking for keto foods. It's got tips on how to improve it in the gym, like if you're doing keto, for example, you got to have your fats higher because that's your main energy source. Well, if you're not doing keto, then that's when carbs come into play. And if you are enjoying keto while cutting and you want to transition into a bulk while doing keto, I have another ebook on there that is keto in the gym, and it teaches you the two approaches. One is basically you just have a lot of carbs on the weekend, and that'll fill up your glycogen stores, and then you'll be able to crush it at the gym. And the other alternative option is you're basically having a little bit of carbs, like you're bumping up your carbs from the 20 to 30 net grams of carbs. So you're going probably like 50, 75 even, and you're just putting it right around your workouts. So that way you should be able to burn it off and be back into ketosis once you're done working out. But it's a little more technical, a little more advanced. It's definitely a read if you want to take the time and really dive into it. You can go over to the website and just look up, hit in the search bar, keto at the gym. You'll see the ebook. That one's not free though, so I'm not sure if you guys are interested in making that investment, but that is one of the options. No, it's not going to mess up your progress. The only thing is, whenever you switch from one to the other, you have to plan that there will be about a 2-week transition period where your body's a little confused. Like I did keto, and when I transitioned and introduced carbs, I was a little, I was getting a little lightheaded, and I was like not used to using the carbs. So I was like, what is this? And I was getting kind of like a sugar rush. But after about a week, I started getting used to it. And then I started bumping up the carbs a little more. And I've been having great results now that I'm completely used to the carbs. But I'm sure if I went back into keto, it'd probably take me another 2 weeks to get used to it. Because your body does get used to a primary way of doing things. Alright, so as far as what I'm going to do with these sweet potatoes, I'm basically going to wash them. I'm going to wash them real fast. And then I'm going to cut them up in little pieces. We'll see how hard it is to cut these. Like sometimes they're really hard to cut. But basically I'm just going to throw them into this big pot, and we're going to boil them for half an hour. Hope the water isn't completely ruining the sound quality of this video. So let's see, if I just throw them in half, hopefully I can fit all of them in here. Be careful, yeah. Yeah, definitely don't want to cut myself while chopping these in half. Yeah, so it's not terrible. You just got to get it like a good knife and just work it at like an angle and kind of saw it down. So yeah, I'm hoping I can fit all these in there and still get a decent amount of water in there and get it boiling good, and hopefully it doesn't take forever for them to get softer. Normally, when I do sweet potatoes, what I'll do is I'll wrap them in foil and then I'll bake them. But what tends to happen when you do that is you put them on a cooking tray. They leak, and so yeah, they leak out of the foil somehow. I don't know if it's just because they have that much liquid in them, but then that liquid itself will burn, and it causes like a smoky smell in the house. So if you boil it, I find that it avoids all that, and then you can just drain it, and the cleanup is a lot easier. Because then it's a pain cleaning the cooking tray too. Now, if you don't mind spending a little more money, like these sweet potatoes, I think cost me about $5 for all of this. But if you didn't mind spending like maybe double, you can buy individual sweet potatoes that are like wrapped in some kind of plastic, and they're microwavable. So I think you just microwave them for maybe like 8 minutes. There's like zero cleanup. So that's another option you could do, but I just consider that to be a waste of money. I mean, I'm already cooking this chicken here, and it's gonna be about an hour in the oven. So I have time, so why not? Plus, I'm doing this video for you guys. I feel like it wouldn't be that great of a video if I was just telling you guys, all right, we're gonna pop this in the microwave. You guys know how to make like TV dinners and shit like that. Damn, this one's huge. It's gonna be a battle getting this guy cut up. So what I'm probably gonna be doing is like I'll wake up and I'm gonna fast for a little while. I still do fasting, so I still drink black coffee and water for a good part of the day. And then I break my fast with a big bowl of oats. Normally it's about 1,000 calories of oats, peanut butter, some kind of jelly spread in there. So I get a lot of carbs in that. Like today, for example, I actually looked at my FitnessPal, and the carbs was 160 grams of carbs. I think the protein was around 30 grams. I mean, nothing too crazy. And fat was, let's see. Fat was probably around like 10 or 12 grams. Nothing insane. It was mostly just peanut butter. So yeah, that's a lot of calories that I'm getting out of the way right there. And then from there, I will have chicken breast with some kind of sauce on it for flavoring, and maybe 200 grams of sweet potato and some kind of vegetable for like a dinner. And then I have like a late night snack. Sometimes it's right after dinner. I'll just have like a huge bowl of cereal. So by doing that, I should be hitting my goal of, which right now, my goal is hitting 2,500 calories. Now, I don't know, like for some of you, you might think 2,500 is not that much, especially for bulking, but you know, it all depends on how tall you are, how much you currently weigh, what your goals are, how quickly you want to gain the weight. If you go ahead and Google a TDE calculator, now go ahead, man. I might not read it right away, but I'll try and get to all your questions. So, like for now, I'll just go back to my quick little rant. So if you want to know like how many calories you should be eating, just go ahead and Google a TDEE calculator. It's going to tell you your total daily energy expenditure. So what you're going to be doing there is you're going to be finding out based on your age, your sex, your weight, if you're active during the day or if you just like sit at a desk all day, and then how often and how long you work out. If you take all that into account, it's going to tell you what you need, how many calories you need to stay at your exact current weight. And then from there, based on your goal, you can either go into a deficit or a surplus. So if you're doing a surplus, I only recommend you do like 2, maybe 300 calories in a surplus. Nothing crazy. Just enough to be definitely in a surplus. And then just monitor your weight over the next couple months. Now, if you're dieting down, just calculate what a 25% calorie reduction would be. And go right there, and that's a good starting point. All right, done cutting that. Now I'm just gonna add some water to this. Give you guys a quick look. So we just, just cut this up, big chunks. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's gonna get soft and easy to handle later as it cooks down. So that's basically it. Now we're just gonna fill this up. Decent amount of water here so that it'll actually boil and heat everything up. So let's look at these comments real fast. What did I just do? Hands are still a little wet. How do I get this to go away now? Oh, there we go. Putting bubbles on the screen. Alright, so... Alright. So just curious, what question did you have? So you didn't type anything. I know you were waiting for me to be done. Alright, so that's a good amount of water. Basically, we just covered it about an inch over the level. Still there? Alright, did you have a specific question, maybe about the TDE? Or your calorie goal? Alright, so we're just gonna just add salt to the sweet potatoes. Nothing too crazy. With sweet potatoes, I don't really like to season them too much. So just a little bit of salt, and then we're gonna boil it for the half an hour. And then we're gonna drain this and we're gonna store it in a Tupperware. So occasionally we'll probably stir it around with like a wooden spoon and check to see if we feel that it needs a little more salt. But we probably won't know because we're not gonna be able to tell if all of them have been seasoned evenly. But a little bit of salt doesn't hurt. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and cover this, bring it over to the stove. Alright, so let's see. You don't remember? Alright. Well, hopefully I answered it before you even got a chance to ask it. Alright, so we got the chicken in the oven. We have 45 minutes on that. And we got the sweet potatoes going on the stove. Yeah, we got the sweet potatoes going on the stove here. Just gonna do that for 30 minutes. That should be enough. So right now I just have the heat on high. And once it goes to a boil, I'm going to lower the heat and just let it simmer. So let's take a look at this chicken. Okay. Yeah, it's only been 15 minutes. But as you can see, I mean, that paprika is going to make all the difference. It's already got like this tan, like grilled look to it. It's definitely looking a lot more appetizing than you can see like these spots on the corner where there is no paprika. That's gonna be a little, if that was the whole chicken, it'd be a little boring to look at. And half of eating is, you know, looking at your food and showing it off on Instagram and all that. So you don't want to have this boring chicken. Plus, if you can come up with an excuse why you won't stick to your meal plan, it's going to be a lot easier for you to find these reasons and like kind of deviate from the plan, hit up a drive-through because you don't want to eat that boring food. But if you can make it taste good right off the bat, and you know that you can fit in barbecue sauce, ketchup, teriyaki sauce, honey mustards, anything that will make your food taste better, if you know that you already have that in the fridge and you have little treats, like for example, like I know I got a couple of these Halo Tops, so if I'm feeling like having a treat, well, this Halo Top right there is 240 calories for the whole container. And if you like a sherbet style ice cream, that's for you right there. This one, a little more calories, 280. This one's pancakes and waffles, so that's gonna taste amazing. That ice cream is awesome. I've been waiting on these for a long time. My local Walmart just started carrying these. I still want to get the chocolate covered banana. What else? There's a bunch of new flavors. I tried the candy bar one. If you like chocolate ice cream, go for that one. I personally was not expecting it to be chocolate. I thought it was going to be vanilla with like a Snickers bar in there type of deal, or a Heath bar. So that was a little disappointing when I found out it was chocolate. But if that's the type of ice cream you like, go for it. 300 calories, even 320, something like that. Oh yeah, definitely gonna have to get that one. That one's always sold out though. So definitely get one of those, because a Ben & Jerry's, if you eat the whole Ben & Jerry's, you're close to 2,000 calories on a Ben & Jerry's. It's at least 1,200 for sure. It's nuts. It's like, how can ice cream be that much? Makes me wonder, like, how do some people struggle with a 10,000 calorie challenge? Oh, birthday cake. Yeah, that one is good. That's my favorite of the original flavors. That one's awesome. But yeah, 10,000 calorie challenge. You just have a couple of those Ben & Jerry's. Bam, you're like a third of the way there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this. Since I'm doing one of these live events, I'm actually not going to show the finished product because I don't want to keep you guys for another 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and do some work, do some editing. I got to work on some thumbnails for some of my future videos that are already scheduled out and ready to go. Pumpkin spice, yes. Still waiting on that one. I haven't tried that one yet. But yeah, so I'm going to leave you guys here, and make sure to smash the thumbs up button if you've liked the video. Leave a comment down below for other ideas that you guys would like to see. So if you guys want to see different themes, like if you want something beef related, or you want to see ways you can make vegetables taste better, anything, leave it in the comment section below. Whatever gets the most likes, I will make a video in the future covering that. Now that we got this live streaming possibility right from my phone, I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos because they're very easy to do. I just literally set up the camera and I'm ready to go. It's convenient for me because I had to meal prep anyway. Might as well give you guys a little bit of, you know, useful tips, help you guys along the way. You know, if there's anything you guys want to know, my email is down below in the description box. You guys can shoot me an email as well. All right, guys, that is all for right now. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.